Hello, my name is Stanley014 and I want to talk briefly about the difference between facts and opinions. There have been many arguments on Facebook and social media recently about people saying one thing and the opposite and claiming, well, it's your opinion versus my opinion. Well, not really. If we're talking about facts, facts are facts. And if we're talking opinions, then opinions are opinions. So let's first set some limits here. If we're talking about whether it's hot or cold outside, that is an opinion. Inherently, we can disagree and we can both be right because opinions are variable. It might be 20 degrees outside and I'm saying that's hot, and it might be 20 degrees outside and you're saying that's cold. It's opinion. And we could argue all day and never agree because opinions are just that, opinions. Facts are different. If we say it's 20 degrees outside, that may be a fact. It is not an opinion. It may be correct or it may be incorrect. If it is correct, we call that a fact. If it is incorrect, then it's either a lie or a misunderstanding or miscalculation or whatever, but it is not an opinion. So when we say something like the temperature is 20 degrees outside, that is a factual statement. It might be false, or it might be true, but it is a factual statement. If we say it is hot outside or we say it's cold outside, that is an opinion statement. They are fundamentally different. So if we're talking about opinions, then yes, you can have your opinion and I can have mine. If we're talking about facts, then no, you can't have yours and I have mine, because facts are fact. There's only one set of facts. If we disagree as to what the fact is, then one of us is right and one is wrong. So if I say it's 20 degrees outside and you say it isn't 20 degrees outside, it's 25 degrees outside. Now, if we're talking about different locations, if you're saying, well, in northern Belleville it's 25 and I say in southern Belleville it's 20, that's possible. But if we're talking about the same physical location at the same time, it can only be one temperature. So if you say it's 25 and I say it's 20, one of us is right and one of us is wrong. We can find out who is right and who is wrong. We can take several thermometers, go to the point in question, and take a reading. If it comes out to be 22.5, we can say, well, we're both equally right and equally wrong. In actual fact, you're both wrong, and 22.5 seems to be the temperature. Now, it might be that a few minutes earlier it was different. Well, that's the way it goes. But that is factual statements. If we say that water is composed of hydrogen and oxygen, that is a fact. If you disagree with me, we can look it up and we can prove it scientifically that water is hydrogen and oxygen. If I say that water is pure hydrogen and oxygen and nothing else, well, that's sort of tentative, because if I'm saying that the definition of water is just hydrogen and oxygen, that is correct. If I say a glass of water is just hydrogen and oxygen, that is incorrect. A glass of water contains many other things, chlorine often, and things that should be there and things that shouldn't be there. But a glass of water has many other minute quantities of all sorts of stuff. So water does contain a lot of impurities. Now, if we argue about what the impurities are, that is a factual argument. If you say there's benzene in the water, it's either true or it's not. We can do tests and we can prove whether or not benzene is detectable in the water. You can then say, well, benzene is there, but not in detectable quantities. Okay, that now you're getting into opinion, because what is an undetectable quantity? If we're talking about detectable quantities, then that is a fact. You can say benzene's in the water and we test it and it's not, then you're wrong. If we test it and it is, you're right. So, and that goes for any other chemical that you want to say is in the water or not. But it is a factual comment. It is something that can be verified. Opinions can't be. If your opinion is that there's benzene in the water, it sort of doesn't make sense. It either is or it isn't. So if you're trying to make a statement of fact that benzene is in the water, you should be able to back it up. If you say, well, it's not detectable, but I know it's there, well, then that's idiocy. You might be a Trump supporter or something. So that's the way that goes. Opinions are opinions, facts are facts, and they're fundamentally different. If we're arguing about a fact, one of us is right, one of us is wrong, or we're both wrong. Facts are verifiable, and we can find out who is right and who is wrong. Opinions are not verifiable. Opinions are variable. I can have my opinion, you can have your opinion, we can be very different on opinions, we can still agree to be friends or whatever else, and have difference of opinions on whatever topic it is, if it's a topic of opinion. When you're talking about facts, you may be my best friend, but if you don't agree to a fact, it doesn't alter the fact that's a fact. And I'm not going to be able to say, well, yeah, that's your opinion. No, it's not. It's not a fact. And if you believe in something that is contrary to what facts indicate, then you are either not very bright, not very knowledgeable, not very understanding, whatever. But facts remain facts. You can like them, you can dislike them, but facts are facts. And opinions are opinions. They're fundamentally different. You cannot counter facts that, let's say, I or somebody else would present and say, well, my opinion is different. It doesn't matter what your opinion is. If we're talking about facts, facts remain facts. I don't give two hoots what your opinions are. Facts are facts. If you don't like the facts, they're still facts. They're unchanging. Your opinion is not going to affect them. Thank you. Have a good day.